Here I've got an interesting design for you guys today. It's the Bestechman Gloc. A really funky knife. I don't know how else to explain it. Very odd blade shape with that huge sweeping belly, and this really odd grip. Surprisingly, it's not terribly uncomfortable. Now, that doesn't mean that it's comfortable, it's just not terribly uncomfortable. Yeah, this is a very, very strange design. Now, I will say, they've got the button lock dialed in really well. Yeah, they got the button lock done very, very well on this knife. Just like they do the Good Boy, but this is just an awkward design. But surprisingly, this thing would make a quite good skinner. I don't know how great it's going to be as an EDC knife. That blade shape's going to be a little awkward, but as a skinner, yeah, that's where that thing will work nicely at. You know, you've got a fairly thin behind the edge flat section here, and it starts thickening up in the belly, so you've actually got some meat up here. It's in 14C 28N. Haven't used this knife very much, so couldn't tell you how it's done. I did sharpen it, and it does feel soft, I will say that. Yeah, it's definitely on the softer side. I could tell on the stones, but you know, 14C's got a pretty wide range of where it does well at, so it being a point or two soft isn't that big of a deal. It's going to hurt edge retention some, but you know, not terribly. I really don't understand what the design of this knife was for. I just can't figure out why it was designed as it is. This is an EDC knife. It's not a skinner, and yeah, just kind of stumped on why it's designed like this. And again, that handle, it's just awkward. I'm assuming that it was designed more as a fidget knife, and it does have a pretty good button lock action, so if that's the reason, then you know. And I'm not really a fan of thumb disc, but yeah, the knife overall was just funky. And it probably would make you a good cardboard slicer because the geometry is actually decent, you know, and you've got a large flat section to stay in the cut. You know, now if you get up around his belly, you're definitely going to slip out, but yeah, it should be a pretty good push cutter. And if you are out in the outdoors and deer hunting, whatever, you're going to have a good skin and belly, and especially if you were doing like you know, coyotes or something like that, or trapping for furs, like this blade shape, you're going to be not very likely to punch through the fur or punch through the cape. Believe it or not, probably my favorite, or my biggest dislike of this knife, this pocket clip right here. This pocket clip is terrible. Like literally terrible. Way too much retention. Plus over that textured frag, it just eats your pockets up. It does not slide in easily. It does not slide out easily. And it's just a bad pocket clip. And normally at Bestechman, I don't mind their design. So I'm kind of surprised that I dislike this knife so much. I did not buy this. I got this as part of a trade. Um, just as like an extra that they threw in to bring the value up some. Um, and I get why they threw it in there, because they didn't want it. Hell, I don't even want it. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm just tired of funky designs finding a way into my collection because of trading with people and them throwing something extra in to bring the value up a little bit to make the deal, and then it's garbage like this, and then my dumbass just says yes because I want to be nice to people. Anyways, my advice: softish 14C 28N, funky blade shape, incredibly funky handle, funky pocket clip, good action. I would avoid this thing. And I definitely don't think this thing is worth no $50, $60, whatever they cost. I personally wouldn't pay $20 for it, just because I believe the design is bad. Now, if you need a fidgety skinner, then this might not be all that bad of a design. I do not. If I need a skinning knife, I'm gonna use one of the fixed blades I've made. I would save my money. If you want a Bestechman button lock, go with the Good Boy. That's actually a damn good design. And you're actually going to get respectable edge retention out of it. This thing here, I don't know. Don't expect a whole lot from it, because 14C don't have the best edge retention as it is, and when when it's like 58 HRC, you're not going to get very much out of it. Sorry, I'm talking lower, guys. I've got the bug that's going around, and my throat's a little rough, but so if I'm not talking loud enough, I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you like the design, it's okay. I still stick by the save your money and get a Good Boy. The Good Boy is a damn good knife. They really hit a home run with that one. This one here, not so much. This frag pattern, it's got texture on it, but yet it really doesn't have that much bite in the hand. It's just, I don't know. This is one of those knives that just does not agree with me. I find pretty much something's wrong with it everywhere I look. Besides for the plunge lock. The plunge lock is done really good on this knife. Past that, nothing's done good on this knife. Step your game up, Bestechman. Let's see more like the Good Boy. That one y'all hit a home run with. That thing's it's good in every way. It's comfortable in hand, good blade shape, pretty decent geometry. The D2, some D2 from Bestechman's been on the soft side and some not. I've had a couple that was quite soft, and then I've had both of the Good Boys I have are ran pretty hard. I would say 60, 61. Others like 58. And the soft stuff doesn't sharpen very well. Not bad, but not great. When it's up there a little harder, it sharpens up a lot nicer, and the edge retention is pretty substantial. Yeah, I guess if you like the design, check it out. But I would definitely suggest trying to get one in hand before you buy it, because I got a good feeling that most people are not gonna like that, the way that feels in hand. Big hands, small hands, I don't think it matters. It's just uncomfortable. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the Glock. And I love Glock firearms, and I love how they feel in hand, so this is kind of sacrilege. Yeah, check one out, but make sure if you plan on buying it, you get to feel one in hand before you click that purchase button. The Bestechman Gloc. Alright guys, y'all have a good one.